your boy Bleeves.
This is not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right.
Everybody listen up.
If you don't use NordVPN, you could get hacked, and that would suck.
Bada bing, ching, ching, big profit. Even when the market sideways.
Don't forget to sign up for MEXC. The link's in the description down below. That helps me out tremendously.
It's not financial advice.
OKX is offering incentives for you to sign up. Make sure that you sign up today in the description down below.
I'm always right. I'm always right. I'm always right.
Go to atlashealthline.com for all of your Delta 8 gummy needs and for all your Delta 8 inhalation needs, I want to say. I don't know. Something like that. It's in the description below.
It's been a long day. I mean a long week. Maybe a long year. So let's get something clear. We're gonna stock up on some party favors.
Guys, if you're outside of America, or if you're lucky enough to be using NordVPN, you could be signed up to BitGet for all of your futures trading needs. The link is in the description down below. Hey guys, if you're trading in America, you can use up-down trading through crypto.com. It's in the description down below. Sign up today and start trading.
Carpet riders on some third eye shit. Mr. Pine Cones come a long, long way. So everybody gets sideways. Sing it. I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way. Everybody's getting sideways.
What is going on, Gary Gensler, you raggedy bug-eyed bitch? Why don't you quit fudding my bags? What's going on, everybody? My name is Bleeves. This is Breakfast with Bleeves. So Gary Gensler is going after Binance. Gary Gensler is going after Coinbase. Democrats are going after... Why are the Democrats trying to get the Republicans elected? Is that crazy to you? I mean, does that not seem... We've seen this through history. When you start attacking freedom and liberty, when you start to do that, then the end result is you get thrown out of office. Now, one thing to learn that in this whole thing, and I'm going to tell you exactly how this plays out. Number one, young people are way more apt to adopt cryptocurrency. Young people are way more likely to vote Democrat. You're alienating and isolating yourself away from your base. This is absolutely bonkers. Like, who? I don't even understand which person thought this was a great idea. Jocahontas is out here doing what can only be described as Gestapo level shit. Like, she really wants to she really wants to take what she wants to get in your crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. She wants to she wants to curtail your freedom, your liberty. Joe Biden is going out of his way, by the way. Here's the important part, right? You could say perhaps that Joe Biden is on the fence or something like that, right? But he's not. He goes out, he gives speeches, and he makes sure in those speeches to say something derogatory every time about Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. Like, there is a big problem that we're witnessing right now, and this is not going to play out very well in the next election. Now, you might be, generally speaking, you might be a Democrat. You might be like, oh, I don't understand what's going on. Well, so, I mean, the deal is, it used to be if you were a Democrat, libertarians were part of your party because Democrats were about liberty for all. They were about the First Amendment. They were about all of the things that they no longer are about. So it's getting crazy. The fall of one party, and by the way, when I say the fall of one party, I don't mean that it's actually going to just be gone. I mean that they're going to go through a reckoning because that's how this system works. It might be painful, but they're going to go through a reckoning. And when that reckoning is done, then they're going to have to figure out a way forward that doesn't involve stealing your freedom, your liberty away from you. So it's going to be crazy, but we're going to go through this as quickly as we possibly can today because I heard that Gary Gensler is about to go live. I think his eyes are going to go live too because they look pretty dead and gross right now. And Mike, we need to see that would be Mike. What would be amazing is the last actual statement that we got from Donald Trump was that he was not a proponent of Bitcoin and that he thought it was an attack on the US dollar. To see him pivot away from that would change things dramatically. So that would be an interesting change to happen right now, because as of this moment, he's still the enemy. I mean, say what you want about personal preference for politicians and stuff like that, or party affiliation. He's still anti-crypto, and he would need to be on the side of cryptocurrency to start like he could peel away simply a lot of young voters very simply by just saying, you know what, and to be fair, like, I mean, in the last couple of days, Joe Biden's falling down. Joe Biden's doing all this weird stuff, and what's Donald Trump doing? Donald Trump is saying, guys, give the guy a break. And I think that, you know, he's an older guy too. Like he's recognizing it, and he's telling people to stop. So it's very interesting. There's a big change that's happened. So I still post crazy stuff, but there's a big change that's happened in the way that he's treating people and the media at this point. So don't be surprised if you don't see a big groundswell of support the moment he comes out in support of Bitcoin. I don't know that he will, but if he does, it's going to be interesting. Anyway, markets are basically sideways. Bitcoin, of course, is under attack. Sitting at 25.5 right now. We're getting into that liquidity pool now. Look, we had to get into this liquidity pool anyway, so it doesn't matter whether it's being fudded by Coinbase being under attack or whoever. Like, it really doesn't matter. What matters is, by the way, while we're doing this, while we're saying this, while we're talking about this, it should be pointed out that Patrick McHenry is working on legislation and has already introduced legislation into Congress to stop all of the bullshit that Gary Gensler is doing right now, and it's being debated. So, you know, we're watching this play out because that's what he do, right? But it's not. I get a feeling that some legislation is probably going to show up a lot quicker than we might think going forward. Anyway, so as you can see for the market over here, you know, we still have downward pressure, right? But as soon as we got some downward pressure, it got bought back up. We're on a candle where there was a dip, but the dip is about 100 points. It was about 200 points, and then half of it got bought back up. You know, the market is bleeding. The market still has some downside to go, but I don't think that people really care about the fact that Gary Gensler is doing this stuff. While we're at it, by the way, rest in peace, Pepe. You know, we keep getting told, man, it's coming back. It's going to have a gigantic move. It's going to have an enormous upside. It's fallen out of the channel that it's been in right now for over a month. And I mean, fallen way out, right? For a comparison, Bitcoin is still in its channel. So if you were Team Pepe, YOLO and adios, amigos. So there, and you got nothing left on Pepe, by the way. You really need to, guys, if you're Pepe Maxi, you have to consider this, right? And I'm not trying to fudge your bag, but these are your resistance points right here. That's what you're bouncing off of right now. That's not going to hold because you have nowhere else to go. You're not going to get a listing on Coinbase, not now, because Coinbase is going to be doing a fight, right? So the next level down here is 92.70, and look at this, you wick down to 92.70. So what's the next level after that? Well, the next level after that is going to be 87, 8,800. Let's call it 8,800, and then the next level after that is going to be 83. So you're not going up. Like at this point, Pepe's done. Pepe is done. And if you don't see it and you're not understanding what's happening right now, then God damn it. Look, I don't want you to get wrecked, okay? But I'm telling you right now that Pepe is headed down, 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 and you're going to see Pepe in the sixes within a couple days at this point. Now, the good thing is it's already done strong rallies and stuff like that, but that money can't sit there. And here's the thing: when I say that money can't sit there, I'm not even talking about real money. Let's be honest here. If you were to go look at Pepe and you were to say, "Oh, well, I think it's going to be fine," has a 400 million market cap. It only has $8 million in liquidity. Okay, if 1 millionaire cashes out 2 million, your market cap's 300 million, just like that. Because the liquidity pool is that. If you don't take your money now, you are going to be screwed. And I'm telling you that because I'm trying to warn you. Okay, you do what you think is right. You figure it out to the best of your ability. But I'm telling you right now, this is not going to end well. You might get a bounce, by the way. I'm not saying don't ever touch Pepe again, right? I'm not saying don't ever touch Pepe again. But I mean, if you can get in, if it pops back down here into 92, 93 range, then it runs back up here. So you got a 8, 9, 10% gain. Could, by the way, if news gets better, bounce back up into this channel even. So you might even see a 20 or 30% gain, but that's the maximum that you're going to see. You're not going to see some long-term, everybody's going to be part of the revolution. That's bullshit. That's bullshit to try to keep you in there a little bit longer in the off chance that something else is going to happen. Number of holders is increasing by 0.027. A month ago, it crossed 115,000. Only 1,000 people in the last month. Okay. And if you see right here, this is back in May. Let's go way back here. So all the way back in May 23rd, it was 115,900. So you've only gained 400 holders in the course of what's 2 weeks, 3 weeks now. I mean, come on, it's dead. Again, doesn't mean it won't have a pump. Doesn't mean it won't have a move, but for all intent and purposes, it's just gotta come down. Richie's Plain Talk with a $20 bomb. Thank you so much. Why is he still in office? It baffles me. Too bad the Bulls and Bears couldn't get green for once, and we together take the market to the moon. Just because Gensler makes an announcement doesn't make it law. Why sell? Well, the reason that you sell is because, well, first of all, I think we should point out that when you're selling, most of the time you're not you're selling because you're afraid or you're trying to manipulate, right? So you're trying to take advantage of a manipulation event. So, basically what happens, and that's not true. Shib is going to have a big pump, probably pretty soon, by the way. It's just a matter of getting it down below some of these levels. But back to this, a lot of times, and here's the thing. I'm not afraid of Gary Gensler. I'm afraid of everybody else in the market with those paper hands. So they're the ones that are fudding my bag, not really Gary Gensler, even though we joke about it. And we have, SEC is stop fudding my bag, and there's signs and stuff like that, which are hilarious, by the way. But that's not real. The real people that are fudding the bag, are each other. So, you have an investor here and a whale says, you know what, if I'm a big holder in Shib, this is my opportunity to dunk on these people. I've already made a bag of money. Why don't I just dump and see what I can get? Now, imagine if you're a seller and you sold right here, 10, 20 ETH at 84, right? So you got your money out. And now, because you did that, because this started something, now everybody else is selling because they're like, oh, what the fuck is going on? And it keeps going down. It keeps going down, keeps going down. And if you start pulling, out and looking over here at, your levels, and go to old levels, by the way, because you really have to kind of pull back a little bit and see how this level comes down over here. So if I put a line over here and I say that, this is my level right here. This is where we bounced, right? And I want to make sure I got it right so that we can look at, all right, so this is where we bounced. This was a line of support, and it's 78.10. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start scrolling backwards, and you stop me when you heard this one, right? Because there's an old line of resistance, and I bet we're about to find an old area right here where we bounced and found support every single time. But let's go back a little bit further and see if that was, and here it happened again. And as we go back here and as we continue to find these other lows, boom, it bounced here again. It bounced here again. That guy who was selling at 84, it doesn't matter whether you made a profit, by the way. Let me point something out to you, okay? I'm going to take you through a quick process because this is probably the best education that you will ever get in cryptocurrency. Sometimes you lose, okay? And I could use RFD as an example here. Let's just say you put $10,000, okay? Let's just say you put $10,000 into RFD and you bought right here at 2,000, okay? So then it dumped automatically to 1,000. You lost half of your bag. So now your 10,000 is only 5,000, okay? Now you've lost the 5,000. I'm not telling you that you didn't lose the 5,000. The 5,000 is gone, but it pumped back up here to where the resistance level is, right here, okay, at 1,800. So now what do? Do you sit there and you wait for, I mean, you see a ton of the resistance is obvious when you're looking at it. It's right there, right? So 1,800 represents this level of resistance. Now, do you wait for 2,000 to get your money back? No, you take your loss, right? Do you know why you take your loss? You take your loss because now, instead of having 10,000, now you only have 9,000. But here's the deal. Now you come down here and you wait and you come back down to 1,400 or you come back down to 1,000. And then this is where you make the buy. You lost 1,000, but your trade is not done. You still have $9,000 to go on. What you got to do is you have to recognize that a lot quicker and say, fuck that, I'm taking my loss. I'm not holding my bag and YOLOing it forever. I'm taking my loss and I'm looking for this point where it's going to bounce. Well, now you've found out that you're going to bounce at 1,000, which right? You broke a zero. That's going to be an obvious bounce spot. So what's going to happen now? Well, the likely scenario for this to play out, and I don't have any guarantee that it will or won't, but the likely scenario for this to play out is for this to come back down and then get a bounce. Now, the next part to this is don't kid yourself on it either and say, well, the bounce is going to be tremendous, stupendous. It's not. It's going to be this right here. You can see it right here. There is a trend line, a clear-cut trend line of where this thing is settling every single time, right? So where is the next bounce? Well, the next bounce is most likely to be, if there's positive momentum, it'll be into a wedge pattern. So buy here a little bit, just in case it comes down a little bit more. Buy a little bit, put 4,000 in right here. Wait for a little while, see if you can get that other 5,000 in down here at the bottom. Now you've DCA'd, and instead of 1,200 and 1,000, your average price is 1,100 where you were right here. And if it pumps back up here to 1,500 or 1,600, then what's your profit margin off of this? Well, if we go into the middle here and we go up here, 46%. So your 9,000 at 1,100, you just got a 46% profit, which is another $3,000. So now you're up $12,000 on your trade. Now, guys, I know I just complicated some shit for you. I hope that that's simple enough to understand. If your money is not working in the direction you want, it's okay to take your loss. And it's okay to recognize that these downward trends, look, you made a bad call here. The money came down. Now it's time to get out while you still have 80% of your bag. And then go play the market for that 80%. Don't risk everything just because, well, I'm already down. Fuck that. Go back in and find the win. If you're recognizing, you're paying attention to these patterns, they're all the same. They're all playing out the same way. RFD took a little bit longer to play out because, look, you got your pump, you got your initial, then you got your big pump, and then you got the secondary pump that came right here. The secondary pump took a lot longer to play out than most of these do. And that was because there were some big whales that were in here kind of holding the line, so to speak. And by the way, great liquidity pull. Like whoever was doing this actually did a good job of putting liquidity out here, making this a good fight, so to speak. But then you got up here again and the people look, and by the way, this is it. If you bought the top up here at 1,000, The next pump came to 9,000. So you had a chance to get out right there. Like that was your out. So then after you played that and you took your loss, you come down here and you find, where did it settle the last time? It settled the last time right here at 59.64. It could wick down to like the fives, which I said 46.94, by the way, the last time was going to be my spot where I thought, 46.94 right here on Mong was going to be that. This would be my re-entry spot. I would be shrewd and say 46.94. What happened? It wicked down to 46.94 and then it went all the way back up. So if you would have done that, you would have doubled your bag. So if you put 10,000 in here and you only got 9,000 back out, you'd have 18,000 if you listened and you did this the same way. Then after that, it's done. After that, we're done because there's a pattern that you just recognized. Okay. So it's not going to be the same thing the next time. It might every once in a while, but most likely you're not going to touch this again. Remember, some of this wicking that happens over here, some of this settling is because there's bots out there that are doing stuff. Now, RFD went out of its way to make sure that there was no bot trading. So if you come over here and you look, they were blacklisting. So you don't see the red bot trading that you would normally see. So, but look, people just found different ways to do it. I'm telling you right now, people just found different ways to do it. And by the way, this is not just brand new buyers constantly buying RFD. Don't kid yourself. That's a manipulation. They're making new wallets to make it look that way. There aren't that many investors into it to begin with. Okay. Less than 10,000 people. But here's the next part. So what you're finding is in this area right here, that opportunity, it's going straight down. So you do have some opportunity to get your money back. Just do it smart. It's very simple. You just have to take a deep breath, accept that you lost one, don't lose too much, and then go find the bottom and make the money back. Like that's how it happens. That's the easiest way for you to make your money back. Like, don't just sit there and hodl it and wait for the big exchange listing. Fuck that. Recognize that each one of these plays out the same way. And ta-da. So now, SEC's sues Coinbase, but here's the thing, over staking services and failing to register as a security for their staking service. So what they've done is they've changed things. They're going after Binance for being a scam organization, but they're going after Coinbase because Coinbase has been standing here taking the bullets, saying, no, we want clarity. We want clarity. And Gary Gensler looks at him with his glazed over, glossy white eyes going, "I'll show you clarity, young buckaroo," or whatever the fucking idiot says. But that's what's going on right now. By the way, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It should be like 100 likes at this point, right? I mean, everybody help me out, especially if you're not a member of the channel. The easiest thing that you can do to help me out is on your way in, hit that like button. There's only 27 likes right now. And there's 120 people watching. So there's like 80 people in here who are watching that didn't hit the like button. I would appreciate just hit the like button for me. Make it a thing that you do that helps push me up in the algorithm, and that helps more people come in and watch us. And that is exactly what I need every single day. If you can't afford to become a member, that's okay. If you appreciate the content, I appreciate you. I just need you to hit that like button, make it a normal part of what you do, because it helps me out tremendously in getting more people watching and getting more people involved and getting me into that YouTube algorithm. So I appreciate that. But moving on. Pepe coin tumbles 15% in the overnights. Apple unveils a hotly anticipated AR VR headset. Can you imagine the people that are going to be walking around looking like Ready Player One? Did they really make it look like Ready Player One? Yes, they did. Is that crazy? They look at this. Look at this shit. They turned it into Ready Player One. You can't even make this shit up. Bitcoin developers clash. Has BRC-20 tokens time run out? So now the ordinals fight has begun, and Bitcoin developers are now having a fit over this. Van Eck predicts that Ethereum is going to reach 11,800 in 2030. So, by the way, they predict the value is going to be 11,800 in the year 2030. Holy shit, they're waiting a long time. Man, don't Van Eck stop fudding my bag. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Dogecoin plunges 7%. Shiba Inu. This is, and by the way, for the person that thought earlier that that Shiba Inu might be dead because Pepe is dead, Pepe had a much shorter run. Pepe was just, look, Pepe is the king of pump and dump at this point. Doesn't mean that it can't do something later on. A developer can come along. A developer could come along and they could say, hey, you know what? I would like to implement Pepe into something. For example, if you're familiar, and some of you should be, if you're familiar with Volt, Volt has what's called the Volti card. And it's a it's one of those cards that it's a, like a prepaid Visa MasterCard. Why I gotta verify? You know who I am. Don't act brand new. But anyway, you can come here and you get Volti card. When you click on the Volti card thing, then it tells you that you can, sign up, the activation fee, blah, 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 your daily spending limits, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But look at the tokens that they take. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, USDC, BUSD, XRP. I don't know what the fuck that is. But Pepe, Doge, Shib, Baby Doge, Hex, Bone, Litecoin, and Wednesday. And I still don't know what the fuck that is. You know what? Now I need to know what the fuck that is. I don't know what it is. We'll figure it out. But if you want to use your Pepe, you can use Pepe in order to make purchases. Like, let's say you want to buy me a laptop, right? And you go, oh shit, I have a bunch of it. You know what I mean? Oh, I know. But when you say that, you're saying it as sarcastic. But there are a lot of people out there that do think Shib is dead. And I wanted to point out, Shib, Pepe, they're all tradable. So, a developer will step in and change the game for you at some point. But the Shiba Inu team members share the calm before the storm updates. Calm before the storm. MVS Shib is highly expected any day. Rocket Pawn reveal. Shibarium Tech Testnet is DAO. Heavy work on it being done. That meant down, by the way. Shib is expected to boom market, but I don't know, Shib dreams. And it's no apostrophe in dreams coming. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, oh, Lucy, you influencer, you, use your words. Jesus Christ. But anyway, so really, Shib is not dead. Shib is not on life support. Shib still has $8 billion in market value. Pepe has 400 million and it keeps going down. Do they have an opportunity to move in the next market? Maybe. I mean, it's again, like for right now, we're dealing with the here and now. So when I tell you something's dead, I'm not telling you that it's going to be dead forever. I'm telling you right now, there's no path forward for Pepe to get up here into a big, it's not going to get on a big relief rally and 10x from here and get up to like the 10x would be right here. Not going to happen. The capital doesn't exist and the purpose doesn't exist for Pepe to do that. This was as good as it was going to get right here when it went absolutely bonkers. That was the best that it was going to do. Maybe seeing it run up to 2 billion. I think it barely hit 2 billion at one point. And that was it. But that's the end, right? So, but anyway, so Shib or Volt found a use for it and started using it as currency. Great idea. So, if other people step up and start to use it for that purpose, and by the way, if you're a Pepe investor and you're not a Volt investor, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you, because they're supporting you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Useless. It couldn't help Volt, so how would it help Pepe? Stop the nonsense. Well, first of all, that's crazy because I got in at 100,000 market cap, and it's a 31 million market cap. So, in fact, Volt is has a higher market cap than most everything else that everybody's out here saying, oh, that's a good buy. It's just, I mean, here we are talking about Mong with a 9 million market cap. Here we are talking about RFD with a 14 million market cap. Volt's just sitting idly at $31 million market cap. Now, it was at 50. I mean, I will admit it was at $50 million market cap at some point just recently. And I don't like the fact that it declined the way that it did. But Jesus Christ, I'm still way up because I don't buy tops, right? Because I'm not a, as they say in the month of June, I'm not a top. I'm a bottom. You know what I mean? I don't know what that means, but it sounds like it means something nefarious and dangerous. But Yeah, so I don't buy the top of stuff because that's stupid. Because then I say shit like I hate that fucking token or something like that. It's and yes, for that point, it should be transactional. It should be transactional. I have one. I would have bought a second one if I had gotten into the Volti Eco, because I was going to put in 3 billion and one NFT, and then I would have bought a second one because it would have been worth having another one. But I don't see the reason to have multiples at this point. That's right, transactional. Hashtag June. Hashtag Junebug. Hashtag kisses for the June. Keep hitting that subscribe button, or keep hitting that like button. There's only 61 likes on the channel. Can you get me up to 100? I would certainly appreciate it if you could get me up to 100 likes in the channel. That would help me tremendously. But anyway, going down the list again, like if you buy high, then you're high. And I can't fix anything for you. But again, I just showed you, we just literally went through how you can fix your situation. The issue with Volt was it launched V3 with no taxes, and everybody was like, we go moon, baby, because I kept telling you it's not going to work. It's not going to work. But everybody said, oh no, we do zero taxes, then all of that Pepe money is going to come over here because they all know it's Volt, baby. Well, yeah, we saw what happened, right? That's not exactly how cryptocurrency works. And Volt has been, look, Volt was in a situation in which they were protected. Voltoshi did everything perfectly for them to continue to protect the price action, to continue to protect them from the broader market. He did everything positively. He created 2 games for them. One of them still in alpha, but 2 games for them to give them things to do. Volti change, so that, and 176 different cryptos now have Volti change on their website. There's things that continue to happen for Volt because he continues to build in this market, and it's still a bear market. So he did give himself an opportunity, and he gave them an opportunity, and then they decided, yeah, we do zero tax, and everybody from Pepe is going to come over here. I told everybody this was a scam, right? I told everybody that Pepe was venture capital. I told everybody that this was a venture capital farm and that they were just destroying the ecosystem, right? But then everybody was like, no, if we went to zero tax, we would moon, baby. Well, here we are. So I'm always right. 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 Anyway, broader market. Let's get down here. RFD 1408 had a nice little rebound because it dropped down, like it couldn't drop down anymore. Jesus Christ, right? So this, by the way, this relief rally that came back down like this would indicate to me that we've reached the top right here. So the new local top is going to be about 1,800. So if you can make money in between 1,000 and 1,800, then maybe you can do that. But again, using the laws of shit be go down, dog, then this probably, the next time it bounces, goes only to 16. So if it comes down here to 1,000 again, you might be able to get a 60% rally. You know what I mean? So you might be able to do that. Yeah, but it was on the downside where the bear market started. So they never really had the benefit of, you know what I mean? Like that 3 trillion market cap was in November, the beginning of November, when people were cashing out of Saitama. And Volt didn't launch until like mid-December, I want to say, of that year. So it was all coming back down. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, WAGMI trading at 5504, defying the broader market right now. Obviously, there's something coming. 12 million market cap. The build up to the game is coming. So it'll be on iOS. It'll be on Android. It'll be gasless. It'll be seamless. It'll be a nice little transition. You've got an ascending parallel channel playing out in Cult. That means, by the way, that it's going down and not going up. This is not a great sign for Cult. It continues to move through here, and it did break down to the bottom side of that, but that's, market sentiment. It's very possible that Cult comes back up here and starts to hit this 37 resistance. So we'll see what happens there. Planet really held up very, very well, despite what was going on in the broader market. So 37 million market cap, only 3 million in liquidity. But it's not a massive sell-off yet. You saw the general corrective off of this move, but I think Planet seems to be continuing to hold up, even though, like, I even tried to give it credit and say there's something like maybe there's something really good happening here. And then I looked at it and there ain't shit going on. Like it doesn't do anything. So it's coming down. So I would not recommend buying. However, I'm still sitting in profit in Psyop. And I got a whole bunch of people who are like, that's fucking bullshit. You can't be sitting in profit on Psyop. Well, you better figure out math, bitch, because I sure as shit am. Because what I didn't do is I didn't cheat out like a baby and I didn't sell. I didn't say, yeah, dog, I'm about to go stomp on this fucking project and sell originally on the dump. I read what ETH by the way, you know, Ben and ETH are no longer partners. So, but ETH still had this thing going on. And like, I was reading everything and, I thought, okay, well, you know, I'll just follow whatever the instructions are that this fucking dildo's giving me. And, guess what? It worked out and I'm still up and I only got half of the amount and they haven't even released the real market cap or anything like that. So, hey, I'm good. I'm good with my Psyop. Now I would like to have the other half of the bag, and then I would like to start getting some of those whatchamacallits. You will live to regret not take profit to Psyop. Screenshot that. All right, it's what's automatically screenshotted when we go live, so it'll be there. And you might be right, but ETH is having fun in crypto, and I know some people don't like fun in crypto. Like, fuck fun. I'm trying to get paid, son, or whatever. You know, I don't know how you talk or what you say, but you know what I mean. MMAI 32.45 came back down. That 35 level seems to be a spot of contention, of resistance. Somebody is selling every time it hits there, so I mean, it'll need more volume before it does anything. Shib volume, by the way, only 600,000 on Shib. Big dunk right here. This is a great opportunity, by the way. Great opportunity for if you're if you want to get into Shib and you've always been looking. By the way, this is the moment right here that it could have that big move. When CEO hits $1, everyone will be covering. All right, let's go check CEO out. That's 3 months ago. You know what? Possibly. Matter of fact, this looks like the Ben chart. This looks exactly like the Ben chart. It had a nice little upward momentum until a couple days ago, when you started to get this downward pressure in the broader market. But it minted a big high, fairly decent sized high. And then it did the same thing again over here. So like this is one of them that's defying. I got to assume here there's a tax. Yeah, there's a tax of 3% buy and sell. So you're not going to see a ton of volume. It's only got 4,000 in volume. But like I would say that it's probably building. This is a significant run a couple of times over. If they spent the money wisely, then this would be a pretty good one, because right now it's 177,000 market cap at 1868, but it went 10x, which would mean that it was over 1.7 million market cap, and that's really all you need. If you got in early on something and you can get up to a million and a half market cap, I mean, you kind of made a pretty good, like that's a win. You should always take that win. So hope it does. I hope that it does. If that's the one, this is the one, right? I mean, I hope so, because this actually is one that looks pretty good, and it seems to have found its bottom. Would like to see a pump, obviously, on it, but I mean, it's I assure you, in this market, I've seen way worse. It is still down towards that bottom. So, I mean, we'll see. Volt 51.59. I mean, look, Volt's got to do something to turn it around. I don't know what that is. They got rid of me. They got rid of all the influence people. They got rid of everybody who talks good about them. Some people are salty. I'm not salty. I'm just happy. I'm just happy that they paid attention to me for the time that they paid attention to me. Like, I don't have any beef with them. But that being said, there is, you still have to account for some of these, positions and issues and stuff like that. Like they gotta overcome what I said, by the way, on this with this little area right here, is that they were flattening out here, and maybe this would run up and cause a breakout right here, and we got to get rid of that because it did the opposite and just got dunked on. So now we've established not just that new low, but could this low go even lower? I mean, it went down to 45 last time. Is it going to continue to come down? And I don't know the answer to that. Ben 7227. Ben is on an interesting path. The rest of the market doing the same thing, by the way. Let's get rid of some of these lines here. The rest of the market doing the same thing. So it's very difficult right now to decide what's going to happen next here, other than to remember that there are positions here. There is support. There is, like right here, 66, 67 seems to be a defending spot. So right there seems to be a spot where we're going to defend. So what I would say is it's on the way down, obviously. Do I think BitBoy is going to make some kind of move to keep it pumping? I do. But again, you have to consider where it's going to pump. The maximum up here looks like 83.30, and what's going on right now, people a little bit, crazy and fudding. So maybe it comes up here. If it comes up to 78.32, like that may be an exit point. Again, just what I said before. Take your money out, let it come down here to 66.70. It's obviously wanting to come down. So, give an opportunity to come down and then ape in a little bit more, improve your position. I mean, maybe it's a risk worth taking at this point. You have to decide that for yourself. But there's obviously, by the way, like I said before, this looks exactly like that CEO chart. Now it's a little bit higher. This one's got a 30 million market cap versus 177,000. Like it didn't come all the way back down here, but it's a very similar chart. It had two tops happening over here. Now, Ben, by the way, to his credit, is adamant that there is a new top coming pretty soon. And he thinks that, of course, I hit the wrong one. And he thinks that that he's going to be able to run it up one more time, by the way. So if that happens, in the event that happens, know that there's going to be a cap depending on where it is, and it's going to be along this line right here. That would be my spot where I would be taking my profit and be like, fuck that. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, you do you, boo-boo. Anyway, down to Pepe 98.20. Again, we already went over that. Take your opportunity where you get it. If you think that there's still money left in it, I don't think that there really is at this point, but there is 400 million in market cap. Maybe we'll see something. Thank you for the super sticker, $2.19 super sticker. Appreciate that. And we got Honda. Yeah, we got that covered. All right, cool. And now Grumpy Cat. So Grumpy Cat had a dump, and then it came back up again. Still fighting, but in that declining sort of way, right? It's going to have to break better towards an upside. Like, maybe you can make an argument that this is the channel, but it's coming outward, so it looks like a lot of volatility. Might be that this is more, that's exactly right. The zero tax will help everybody in the upcoming bull market. We're just not in the bull market right now. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Bloom is at 1165. Loyal 77.78. These hoes ain't loyal. You know what I mean? Oh, God damn it. I've been wanting to say that. But of course, again, like I would like to see Loyal succeed because Sidex seems like I don't even know if it's any good, by the way, but it seems like something that I would want to work because I don't like Uniswap. I don't like what they did with Ben the other time, back then. So, that seems like that's not decentralized. That is wholly centralized. So I would be like, nah, bitch, I'm good when it comes to using Uniswap. So, and then Mong 1284. You know what I was getting ready to say? I was just getting ready to say, if Mong goes to like 5, I'll get a face tattoo, but I'm not doing that shit because I'm not putting money in Mong. So But you know, Mong be doing what Mong be doing, I guess. Now, for the broader market, let's get over here and look. Dow Jones down 50 points. All of the oh shit. By the way, all of the oh shit, the SEC got Coinbase just got sued by the SEC. They don't give a shit about what happens with Coinbase right now. The market was down about 9 billion in market cap. It's now down 3 billion in market cap. I think the facade is off of Gary Gensler in that regard. I think when we saw this with Binance, that's a big deal. You know, I think that kind of sucks. That's a problem. However, when you're looking at Coinbase, and here's the thing about Coinbase: Coinbase been doing everything right to the best of their ability, 100% to the best that they can the entire time. They've been doing that, and now this is just the SEC trying to scam their way into getting into the pockets of Coinbase while they're doing it. And like, it would remind me, by the way, that Gary Gensler to me is like a crackhead, right? Where he just walks up and he's like, Coinbase, I need $5 million. And Brian Armstrong is like, well, we're not going to give. He's like, I need the money, bitch. You know what I mean? That to me, he seems like he's funding the SEC by attacking cryptocurrency. And he didn't. And now the pressure is on, by the way, Judge Annalisa Torres. The pressure is on her right now to come up with a ruling. That ruling is going to be consequential. And the reason that they're going to try to make it not consequential is because the SEC left XRP out of all of their legal court cases. It's not involved in Coinbase. It's not involved in Binance because they know they're about to lose, right? But they're going to have to establish. And by the way, what they're saying, by the way, is, well, it's a security because I said so. Now, they haven't defined any crypto as a security yet, by the way, just so you guys understand. This is all smoke and mirrors at this point. And by the way, as we're sitting here talking about this, should be noted over here, the market's now down $1 billion. People don't give a shit about the SEC and what Gary Gensler said. This market is starting to pump and reverse. So, you know, I like, so, and it may just be a facade. It may just be a facade. But I mean, again, I think it's just basically Gary Gensler going, bitch, I need $5 million. You know what I mean? I think that he's just shaking down everybody. And he has no recourse, right? Because again, his job right now is to do whatever, what is the creature from the Black Lagoon? Liz Warren. Do whatever she says. And when she says, me, Native American, save everything, then he has to say, yes, Kimosabi, or whatever the fuck they got to say. I have no idea how they do this anymore. But there's just some crazy shit going on. Democrats are destined to lose power. You know what I mean? It's Jesus Christ. Yeah, but the purpose and the reason that it's being refined along the way is because really what this is an attack on staking. They're not treating every crypto as a security. If you look at all of the language and all of the word, don't include Binance in that, but look at the lawsuits that they actually file. All of this stuff is based on the staking principles. Even the New York Attorney General doing the same thing. Anyway, that's my time, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you for the like button, by the way. If you would, please, like every time you see that like button, hit that like button because it helps me, push me up in the algorithm. We got 140 people in here right now, only 80 likes. We got to do better on getting the likes out. If we do that, then it helps me just tremendously push this algorithm up. And then the next thing you know, more people are tuning in, more people are paying attention, and then we get a lot more activity in here. So thank you very much for tuning in. It's not financial advice. My name's Bleeves. I'm always right. Thank you. We will see you again for bedtime. at 8 p.m. tonight. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed the show. Remember to sign up for MEXC, BitGet, and NordVPN down in the links below.